There are houses that feel old, and then there are houses that feel occupied. This story is about one of those places. Many years ago, a large mansion on the edge of town went through a terrible period. Violence had swept through the area, and for a time the house had been taken over by dangerous men. When order was finally restored, soldiers had to force their way inside. The fighting was brutal. By the time it ended, the floors were covered in bodies and the stairs were stained dark with blood. After everything was cleaned and the dead were carried away, the owner, a respected official named Mr. Walker, moved back in. He believed the house was just a house. He was wrong. Almost immediately, strange things began to happen. Even in broad daylight, people claimed to see figures standing in empty rooms. At night, faint, glowing lights flickered under the beds and drifted along the walls. Like floating sparks, servants whispered about voices in the corridors. Some said they heard crying. Others swore they heard laughter. Mr. Walker tried to ignore it all. One evening, a young relative named Daniel came to stay at the house as a guest. He was given a room on the second floor. It seemed comfortable enough, and at first, nothing felt unusual. But late that night, as he lay half asleep, he heard something. A voice, soft and distant. Daniel, Daniel. He thought he was dreaming. Then it came again, clearer this time. I'm suffering. The sound was coming from under the bed. Before Daniel could even react, the voice began to cry, a low, miserable weeping that seemed to fill the entire room. And then, as if answering it, more cries joined in echoing from the hallway, from the ceiling, from every corner of the house at once. Dozens of unseen voices, all wailing together. Mr. Walker rushed in, carrying an old ceremonial sword he kept for protection. Standing in the doorway, he shouted into the darkness, "Do you know whose house this is?" The only response was a chorus of thin, mocking laughter. After that night, Mr. Walker could no longer pretend nothing was wrong. He arranged for religious men to come and perform ceremonies. Priests and monks were invited to pray, to burn incense, to cleanse the property of whatever remained there. Offerings of food were left out in the courtyard at night. People said they could see pale lights rising from the ground and drifting toward the plates, like invisible guests arriving for a meal. Around the same time, something even stranger occurred. The old gatekeeper who worked on the property had been very ill. 4 days he lay unconscious, barely breathing, his family convinced he would soon die. Then one night, without warning, he woke up completely alert. His wife rushed to bring him food, but he pushed it away. "I'm not hungry," he told her. She asked how that could be. He replied calmly, "The master was hosting a feast in the yard tonight. I went out and ate with everyone else. I'm full." The problem was, he had never left his bed. After many rituals and prayers, the disturbances slowly faded. At least on the surface. Daniel finished his day and left, relieved to be away from the house. Life went on. Years passed. The mansion changed owners. A new family moved in. For a long time, there were no stories at all. People assumed the past had finally been buried. Then, one winter evening, a neighbor passing by noticed something odd. In the front yard of the old mansion, a long table had been set up. Plates and cups were arranged carefully. More food than any ordinary family would ever need. The house was quiet. The curtains were drawn, but from one of the upstairs windows, a small child could be seen staring down at the table with a puzzled expression. Later that night, the neighbor heard the boy ask his parents a simple question. Why do we always set the table for people who never come inside? No one answered him. Some houses, it seems, never truly become empty. They only learn to wait.